And thank you, Vladimir, for being here with us and doing this morning. Vladimir began his mindfulness journey many years ago prior to founding Blue Lotus Meditation and Mindfulness Center. Over the course of the years, he's garnered both national and international following as he continues to skillfully promote the Dharma with compassion, loving kindness, and sincerity. Vladimir sincerely believes through a balanced life of mindfulness and meditation, we can develop the compassion and wisdom needed to help nurture a more harmonious world. And please take it away, Vladimir.
Thank you so much, Don. So good morning, everyone. I am absolutely delighted that we're spending a Friday morning at 8:30 nonetheless, right? Sitting here with me for a wonderful guided meditation that will hopefully set a good tone, right, for the rest of your day as you attend these conferences, and something that perhaps you can reflect upon, in the upcoming weeks and so forth. This morning, I kind of just want to talk about empathy and compassion. But before we do so, kind of just want to define those terms from my perspective and probably the general dictionary as well. But empathy, right? Just being able to have or associate your feelings with maybe what somebody else is going through, right? And then compassion, right? Maybe a little bit more active. Maybe you're going to do something in response to somebody else's pain or harmful experiences. And what kind of comes to mind, I was trying to think of a good analogy to kind of illustrate that. And the only thing I could come up with was Sarah McLachlan and her Arms of an Angel and those cute little dogs. You always hear the dogs you hear in the arms of an angel, and she's talking to you. We all feel sad, right? We all want to help those wonderful little animals and so forth, right? So that would be the empathy, right? We all want to home perhaps an animal or something like that, or at least make sure they have food. That would be the empathy. The compassion part, maybe you pick up the phone and make a donation. So that's a little bit more on the active side. So yeah, I was trying to come up with a good one. Maybe somebody else could chime in and maybe put it in the chat something else, but I was trying to think of a nice one. But as we delve a little bit into empathy and compassion, what I would like for you to do is maybe envision some birds flying. Right? It could be a singular bird or it could be several birds, maybe a flock of birds. Penguins would probably not be the bird to go to since they are not really flying birds, nor would an ostrich, I would think. But think about when you see those birds fly, right? What type of weather are they typically flying in? Excuse me. Right? It's going to be good weather, right? Bad weather, right? They're kind of huddled up in trees, maybe together, maybe not, but they're not going anywhere. They're not spreading, the beauty that they have necessarily in bad weather. They're trying to protect themselves, maybe from a gust of wind or something. But birds can only fly also when their wings are open. Right? Certainly birds can hop around. We've all seen that if you've, fed the birds in the park or something along those lines, right? They're always hopping around and coming up to you, but they can only fly when their wings are open, and they need two wings. And so empathy and compassion have been described as wings of a bird, right? They need both of them to fly. And so do people, right? People need empathy and compassion. Right? So that's something that we can offer. Doesn't matter who we are, right? Those are qualities and traits that we can offer others. It is also traits and qualities we can offer ourselves. Too often, we may set aside our own well-being, right, for somebody else, and that's fine. That's nice, but too often that can take away from us. So we too have to have empathy and compassion for ourselves. And so when we think of empathy and compassion, think about ways as we go along, because we'll start with a guided, or we'll continue with a guided meditation in a few moments. But maybe think about somebody that you've had a personal experience with that maybe you weren't too empathetic with, and therefore you didn't share enough compassion with them. Or perhaps conversely, maybe somebody there was someone that you shared a lot of empathy with, and then that resulted in more compassionate behavior towards them. And maybe try to notice how your body responded, if you can remember how long ago that was. But try to remember, if you can, how your body responded, how your body responds now as you think about it, right? For both people, right? For both instances, the person that you weren't too empathetic or compassionate with, notice those sensations that you feel or thoughts. And then maybe divert or pivot to the person that you shared some compassion and empathy with. So we can kind of move over to our a guided meditation on empathy and compassion. And so if you would, you are absolutely welcome to get into whatever comfortable position that you like. Some people like to sit, some people like to lay down, whatever works best for you. You can close your eyes or keep them open, slightly open, with a gentle focus, perhaps a few feet in front of you. And breathe in, pause, and breathe out. Allow your shoulders to soften and your spine to lift. And breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. Go ahead and allow yourself just a little smile to rest on your face as well. Very good. So our meditation will be focusing on empathy and compassion with some different qualities that we can instill within ourselves. And what I'd like for you to do, just imagine yourself on a nice sandy beach. It's a wonderful day, no clouds, very crisp blue sky. The sun is bright and just the right warmth, not too hot and not too cold. And you're walking towards the shoreline. And the sand on your bare feet, it's not too hot, not too cold either. It's very comfortable. And with each step you take, you can feel yourself just sinking into the sand a little bit and feeling those warm grains of sand just cover your toes ever so slightly. You're walking right towards that surf area where the water is overlapping the sand. So the water is just touching your feet, not even up to your ankles, just above your toes. And you can feel the coolness of the ocean on your feet now. You look to the left, and it's just miles and miles of beautiful, pristine beach. You look off into the horizon, just nothing but open ocean. And you look to the right. Again, nothing more than just beautiful, pristine beach. You randomly pick a direction and you decide to head south to the right so that the ocean is on your left-hand side or your left shoulder. And you begin walking at a nice leisurely pace. You hear the surf cracking against the beach. The gentle beach or the breeze caressing your skin. The seagulls off in the distance. And just continue walking. No particular agenda. No desire to rush the moment. Off in the distance, barely perceptible, you see a large brown object. You're not quite able to make out what it is, but you are curious. You continue walking, feeling the gentle ocean lapping against your feet, the warmth of the sunshine on your head and shoulders. As you make your way closer to this object, you notice it's just a large piece of driftwood. Not too remarkable, just like any other branch that you may encounter someplace, but rather large. And as you get closer to it, you notice that there are some lettering inscribed or carved into this branch, into this driftwood. Still can't read it. You can just make out the shapes and so forth of those letters. As you advance very patiently towards this piece of driftwood, you notice those lettering coming into focus and you are able to read it. And it says openness. So the word openness was carved into this gift from the sea, this driftwood. You make a note of it. Perhaps you think about what openness means to you. But you continue walking. enjoying the day, listening to the birds, watching the little sandpipers run up and down the beach. Dune grass blowing off to the right. You're enjoying your leisurely but nurturing walk in this environment. As you continue walking again, off in the distance, there's another object just waiting right at the surf zone. Again, you don't increase your speed or you don't slow down either, but you make your way towards this object, still enjoying the fresh, salty air against your skin, cool water lapping up against your feet. As you get a little closer, again, you see this is another large branch, another large piece of driftwood that has made its way to the beach, right to where you are on this particular day. And as you get closer, again, you can notice that there are some lettering carved into the branch. Still not able to read it, but you can tell it's there. And as you get closer, you can see the word grace. So someone has taken the time to write grace on this wood. And you recall the previous inscription of openness. And you're wondering if there's some connection, openness, and grace. As you move past this large branch of driftwood, continue making your way, still enjoying all of the wonderful qualities that this seashore environment is providing. Off in the distance, again, you notice one more large object, and you probably suspect it's maybe another piece of driftwood. So your curiosity is piqued, but you don't hasten the journey. Still enjoying the dune grass blowing, still enjoying the gentle sea breeze against your skin, listening to the crunch of the sand with each mindful step that you take. And as you get closer to this object, this large piece of driftwood, you notice one more inscription: generosity. And you wonder what those words have in relationship to each other. Openness, grace, generosity. You wonder why. Maybe somebody took the time to carve that into these branches. You continue walking and you're contemplating the meaning, the relationship between these three words. Or is there? As you walk forward, you notice a much larger object, dark and gray, very firm, off in the distance. Continue walking towards this object as well. And as you get closer, you notice that it's a large rock outcrop. And as you make your way closer to this outcrop, someone has etched in or carved in empathy, compassion. And you sit on this outcrop, you find a nice little spot where you can rest and contemplate these words: openness, grace, generosity, and what the relationship is to empathy and compassion. In order for us to have empathy and compassion, we have to be open towards our feelings and our emotions, towards ourselves and towards others. If we are closed and boxed in, we don't allow those feelings to nurture or to grow or to share with someone else. When we have grace, we allow for mistakes with ourselves and with others. We know that we are not perfect and will make mistakes. So we allow openness for our mistakes and allowing grace when they occur. When someone else makes a mistake, we extend to them grace as well and openness. And when we are generous, when we exhibit generosity, we're willing to help. We're willing to help ourselves exhibit grace and openness. And we are generous with others with grace and openness. Openness and grace and generosity are important qualities for empathy and compassion. We know that wonderful bird that we see in the sky cannot fly until both wings are open. Empathy and compassion. Go ahead and begin to open your eyes if you like, and adjust your legs perhaps, or your body before you decide to stand. You can bring yourself back to your present moment and join us here if you like. So as you progress through your meetings today and sessions that you decide to sit upon, maybe reflect, or maybe try to find a way that you can incorporate some of these qualities: openness and grace, generosity, empathy, and compassion towards yourself and towards others, people that you will come in contact with, future clients, or perhaps even current clients that you have on that are under your responsibility and under your generous care. And knowing that you all perform such a vital service to so many people, and that you instill these qualities already naturally: openness and grace, compassion and generosity and empathy, all those wonderful qualities, and many more, and many more. So I wish you all a wonderful and safe meeting, developing your nurturing relationships with others and yourself as well. And I thank you so very much for sitting with me this morning. It's wonderful to be here with you all again. And if there's any questions or anything that you have for me, please feel free to open up, and you're welcome to ask.
Thanks, Vladimir.
You're welcome. How are
It's
you?
good. I'm good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, you're very welcome. You are absolutely very welcome. It's my pleasure. Very, very much. You're very welcome. Oh, thank you. I thank you all. Look, I know you could have started your Friday morning anywhere, but you chose to spend it with me, and that I am absolutely grateful for. Very much so. I have a hard time. I was telling Don, I'm trying to read these comments. These are my backup classes. I stepped on my old ones, so I'm trying to read, and these are the old prescriptions. So I've got them kicked up. Got them kicked up like the get off my lawn type of guy. So
Well, if there are no other questions, I just want to thank you, Vladimir, for guiding us through this morning. Such a great way to start the conference off. Thanks for everyone who joined. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the conference. I will just encourage you to fill out the feedback form on Sketch if you have a minute. It's quick, just a few questions, but we would really appreciate that. And yeah, thanks again, Vladimir. Really
very
appreciate you
welcome.
being here.
Many blessings to you all. Be safe. Enjoy your day.